Hello friends. Today we are going to learn interaction and behavioral modeling. Under that we are going to learn activity diagram. So before starting with the lecture, myself Poonam Mahale, assistant professor working in KKWA College of Engineering Education and Research. So let's start with the objective of today's lecture. So at the end of today's lecture, you will able to understand the basics of UML language. Along with that, you will able to understand interaction and behavioral modeling and activity diagram and its component. So we'll start with the first topic, that is activity diagram. Activity diagram, it is similar to your flow chart in which flow of control from activity to activity is shown. The difference between activity diagram and traditional flow chart is the concurrency as well as branches of control uh, you cannot show in flowchart, whereas it is possible in your activity diagram. Basically, to describe the dynamic aspects of the system, we generally go with interaction and behavioral modeling. Under that, we select activity diagram. So activity diagram focuses on dynamic aspects, and activity is nothing but an ongoing structural execution of the behavior. So activity diagram is defined as it is a UML diagram that focuses on execution and the flow of behavior of the system instead of implementation. So interaction of the system is represented by activity diagram. In object oriented modeling and design, activity diagram is called as an object oriented flowchart. Graphically, the activity diagram is nothing but a collection of nodes and arcs. So, in the activity diagram, activity visually represents a series of actions or flow of control in the system. So, what are the sequential action that your system going to perform that are represented with the help of activity diagram? Again, activity diagram consists different parts, or to draw an activity diagram, different notations are used. So first important thing in activity diagram is activity and actions. So the executable and automatic computation are called as an action. For example, evaluation of some expression, sending signal to some object, creation of object, destruction of object. So these are nothing but an action. So there are various ways for representing actions: simple actions and expression action. Now activities. Activities, it is nothing but an behavior that are divided into one or more actions. So if we want to consider an example of activity, purchase item, generate code, it's an activity. So activity can be divided into one or more actions. Activities are a network of nodes connected by edges. So to represent activity, generally a rectangle with rounded arcs or corners are used. So to represent activity, notation for activity is this: rectangle with rounded corners. Consider an example of, suppose a user is going to perform two activities, that is insert card or receive order. So these activities are represented with the help of this rectangle with rounded corner, and inside that we write an activity. So this is an representation of activity. Next important thing which is required to start activity diagram is nothing but an initial and final activity. So to start with the activity diagram, first we have to start with the field circle. The notation for initial activity is field circle. So initial activity is represented with the help of field circle followed by an arrow represents a start point. A process can only have one initial activity, and from initial activity only the next state or next activities are started. So initial activity is the first transition, or it is the transition to the first activity. So initial activity represents all the activities start their execution from that initial activity. So to terminate activity we required final activity. So this is a symbol for initial activity. a field circle with arrow. Final activity is nothing but an termination node or termination activity. In an activity diagram, final or termination is represented by the bull eye or bullseye, solid circle surrounded by hollow circle or empty circle. So this state represents the termination of all the activities at particular point. So to represent final activity, this is the bullseye notation is used, field circle with hollow circle, right? Now next important element that is used in the activity diagram is nothing but a decision node. So a decision node or decision point is a control node which has one input edge and multiple outgoing edge. See, sometimes it may possible that when data arrives at the decision point, a single outgoing edge is selected from multiple outgoing edge. See, when we say decision, that means we have to select from either this or this, that, right? So we have two options or multiple option. From that option we select one, right? So to represent decision in activity diagram, a diamond is used. So when activity requires a decision prior to moving on the next activity, we add a diamond between two activities. So the outgoing alternative should be labeled with the condition and the guard expression. So to use decision node, we require a guard condition or a condition. That condition is known as a guard expression, which is represented with the rectangle. So this is the notation for decision node where incoming activity, suppose if you consider an example of book check availability. So if available, check availability is the activity which is having a decision that is available or not available. And if available, I am going to perform different activity, and if it is not available, I am going to perform a different activities, and that is represented with the help of this decision node. Again here they have considered an example of order product. So order product, order accepted and order rejected. These are the two decisions, and to represent that we use a decision node. Next is to join a decision we required a merge node. So merge node is opposite of a decision node. It has a multiple input flows and single output flow. So the merge point simply takes any token along some incoming input flow and make it available on the outgoing edge. Merge node bring back together different decision path in a single node, right? So different decisions are there, available, not available, order rejected, accepted. So to merge these things we required a merge node. So merge node brings together multiple flows that are not concurrent. So it has a multiple input but single output. So this is an example. Choice 1 is there, choice 2 is there, and these choices are merged, and next further activities are a single or sequential activities that are carried out. Next important thing that we draw in activity diagram is nothing but an synchronization, which is not drawn in your flow chart. So synchronization, there are two types of activities, sequential activities and concurrent activities. So the activities that can be performed one after the other are called as in sequential activities. So to represent concurrent activities, synchronization bars are used. So a fork node is used to split a single incoming flow into multiple concurrent flow. Suppose I am having a one activity, and after that activity we are going to perform a multiple activities which are concurrent. In that case I am going to use a fork node. Next is a join node. Join node is used to join concurrent activities. Likewise, decision and merge. Decision is used to take decision node is used when we have a two options, and merge is used to merge that options. Similar with that, if two parallel activities we want to represent, we use a fork node, and that parallel activities for joining purpose we use a join node. So join represents joining of two control flows, and a fork and join mode both used together are often known as an synchronization. So synchronization is possible with the help of this fork node and join node. So in short, if we want to define a fork node, It splits behavior into set of parallel or concurrent flows of activities or actions. And a join node bring back a set of parallel activities and concurrent activities in a single node, right, or a single point. So notation for this synchronization is for fork and join, notation is same, that is thick horizontal bar. So first activity and these two activities are the parallel activities. Before that activity we use a fork node, parallel activities are shown, then that activities are joined using join node, and then a single activities is represented. So fork and join is used to represent a parallel and concurrent activities. Suppose if we consider an example of concurrent activities, suppose at the time of selecting a course, user can register for the course. Along with that, user can simultaneously or parallelly user can pay fee or calculate fees. So these are the parallel activities, and if we want to represent these parallel activities, before these activities we use a for, then we show registers, calculate fees, these two activities differently, then we join by using join node, and then further activities that are sequential we can represent. Next important entity, that is nothing but a swim lane, or it is known as a partition. So a different role is played by different actors, right? Suppose I am a staff. What is my role? Teaching. Along with that, I'll assess the student, mark attendance. These are my roles or responsibilities. What are the role of student? Give attendance, perform homework, right? So activities that are played by different actors are represented in their lanes. So a way to group activities performed by same actor in an activity diagram, we use a swim lane. So this is a notation swim lane. In the swimming, the lanes are there, right? In that particular lane only that particular user or swimmer swims. Similar with that, a actor is represented, and below that actors, the activities that are performed by that actor are shown. So consider an example. This is an example of swim lane activity diagram, whereas an actor X and actor Y is there. Actor X performing their own role or their specific activities, and that are represented in their lane, that is actor X lane, whereas actor Y performing different activities, and that are represented in actor Y lanes. So specific activities are represented in their own lane, and that's why this activity diagram is known as a swim lane activity diagram. So these are the important terms that are used in the activity diagram. Now we'll see the example, one example of activity diagram. So here in this example, process order system is considered. This is a scenario of order processing, where they have depicted that order is received, activities after receiving the order, activities split into two parallel set of activities. One side fills and sends the order, while other handles the billing. On the field at the order side, method of delivery is decided. So condition is there. Based on that condition, overnight delivery activity or regular delivery activity is performed. And finally, these activities are combined. So here, first activity was receive order. Before that, we need to start the activity diagram. So initial activity, that is field circle, is represented. Then after that, receive order, and there are two activities, that is fill order and send invoice. These are the two concurrent activities that are represented with the help of horizontal bar, upper horizontal bar, that is fork. So after filling the order, there are two decisions, or they are checking the condition whether it is a rush order. If yes, arrange the overnight delivery, and if that order is not a rush order, then it is a normal delivery, right? So arrange a regular delivery, and these condition is represented by diamond, and guard condition, rush order, and else, that is normal order, is represented by square rectangle or square, uh, yes, square rectangles. So uh, To join decisions, we have used a merge. And likewise, to join a parallel activities, we have used a join node, right? So this is nothing but one example of activity diagram, order processing. Another is library management system, in which we are very much familiar. So in the library management system, first user, we will check the membership of the user. After checking the membership, user will have a two option, that is user can return a book or user can avail the book, that means issue the book. To issue book, user going to search the book, right? And if the book is available, then we the librarian validates the member, then check the book records. If the book is valid and the number of issue status of that particular member is checked, if that person is issued more than 3 books, then book is not issued. If that person is having less than 3 books, then book is issued and book database is updated. If book is not available, then activity is terminated, right? So that's why in these activity diagram there are 3 final state. In particular activity diagram, we can use a multiple final state, but activity diagram have only one initial state, whereas another option, that is return book. So user have two options, return and search. These are the two activities and that are shown using the for and that activities at the last join using a join node. In the return book, they'll check the number of days. If it is greater than specified date, then they will calculate the or collect the file, calculate the file and collect the fine. If it is less than 21 days, then book will be returned by the normal procedure. So decision and everything is shown in this library management system. So in today's lecture, you have learned about activity diagram in detail. Under that, we have learned the components, and that is notations of activity diagram. Along with that, we have seen the questions of activity diagram. We have seen the examples of activity diagram. If you have any questions, you can drop in the comment box. Hope you have understood all the things that are covered in today's video lecture. Thank you.